came to really fix my problem. These are Wonder Driver 330-pound crossbars that mount to the roof of my car without the need for rails. Now, of course, they got other models. Other models that you can use if your car has rails. But this saved me a lot of money and time to do what I need to do to build extra utility for my mobile work center. It's all here in this box. The first thing I always look at when I get a product is how it's packaged. That tells me a lot about the pride that the manufacturer takes into a product. The better the packaging, in my experience, is the better the product. So not only do they seal it with tape, they've branded it all together in this box. It's a heavy cardboard box. It's pretty simple. We have the installation instructions, the mounts, bolts and ratchets, and the rails themselves. Everything is bubble wrapped and protected inside the box. Now, there are a few tools that I need before getting started on the project. Watched some videos on how to install this, and it was helpful. Now, they had recommended a Sawzall for some of the molding and the trim that's metal in order to cut through it and to put in the extender bolts needed to install the crossbar mounts. Rather than using a Sawzall, I chose something different. I'm going to use this orbital grinder cutter, and I think that'll function a little bit better. The problem with the Sawzall is that when you've got a long strip and you don't have a whole lot to hold on to, the saw itself, when it gets a bite, it can bend, and it's really hard to control. This will work a whole lot better than that. I realized that I also needed some molding removal tools. Now, you don't have to go crazy with this. I think it cost me $8 on Amazon for this Pro Car Removal Tool Kit. These fountain brackets are metal. They're all aluminum, and they have a rubber gasket on them, and they're labeled. If you look here, it says to the right and to the front. Let's look at the rails themselves. Now, when you look at these, they're sort of like the wing of an airplane, and this is where a lot of people get it wrong. If you look, the fatter part, that should go toward the front, and the thinner blade to the back, and that's the way it's designed to be mounted. This would be the front side, this thinner side would be the back. While the mounts themselves are interchangeable, the rails are not. They have two different sizes. You see, one is going to be a lot longer than the other. The longer one goes to the front of the car. The most tedious part of this project is removing the trim on the roof. You have to go slow, and that's where these come in handy, because they help you get underneath the trim. And they have these little clips, and if you pressure those clips, you'll break them, and then you have to go and get new ones because they won't reseal. So you take your time. Some videos I watched said to remove this back plate. Others said to dot, because once you get this off, it's very hard to get back on. They said go ahead and get up here and start removing it from this side. That's what I'm going to try to do. Let me get under here and see if I can start working this out. They also provide these special bolts that you put down over the top as a mounting point for the rail mounts that will then screw onto these. And then this is where you'll make the cut, and I'll make the cut just about ½ inch on either side of that screw. I want to try to retain this mounting bolt because it just snaps down over the top of this bolt. With the front side done, I'll put this back on. Like that. Put this on the on the left front, and inside here we have a washer goes down, have a little lock washer that will hold that tight, and then we have the bolt head, the nut that goes down over it all. First side's in place, trim is back attached. Let's go to the passenger side and put that one in. There are always lessons to be learned on these installs. I showed you that I had put the mounting brackets on first, and I left them loose so that I could line them up later. But what I learned as I was putting them in is that these crossbars, they have set screws in here. They have set bolts. And to set these in place after the mounts are installed is really challenging. It's so much easier to take the mounts off, don't install them yet, and then you take these bolts out. And then like that, just like that, flip it over, and then I'll put these in place, and I'll just finger tighten them. With this part assembled, let's put it on top of the car. So don't forget to take the Allen wrench and tighten up all of these screws under here. There it is, in less than an hour. The installation is complete. And to be honest, the hardest part of the whole installation was to get that little blue protective coating off the locks.